What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Matt Chat Live. I'm happy to have my friend Arman here with me today. I got the name right. I was trying to make sure I got it right so people knew how to say it. Welcome to the show today. I'm glad you're here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, man. Well, tell everybody where you're at and tell us a little bit about who you are, what your business is.
Absolutely. So you said where I'm from. I'm in Spain right now, 100 kilometers outside of Barcelona. Around there, and what I do is I have an advertising agency called ArevMedia, and what we do is we help businesses grow with online advertising.
Awesome. So how do you do that? You're in Spain. So, I mean, obviously this is a digital world we're living in right now, and everybody does stuff online, which is even better for a business like you in Spain, helping folks that are in America, Canada, UK, Australia, I mean, wherever, right? So what is it that you really press into? What's your expertise?
Absolutely. So expertise is specifically Facebook advertising. That's what we do for our clients.
Awesome. So what do you do with Facebook advertising?
I'll tell you, the clients, that kind of answers the question. We have e-commerce clients, we have lead generation, we have info products, B2C. So all types of businesses we're helping.
Yeah. So you're able to help folks that are, wanting to scale, do stuff with their business, but they haven't really either tried to do Facebook advertising or Google ads for that matter. And it hasn't worked for them, or they've tried it and they really stink and they just haven't been able to figure out how to make it work. Right. But you've been able to crack the code, as it were, and you guys have a system and a plan of how to really effectively reach people for others with their branded products. Right.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's great. So Arman, what is what made you want to go that direction? I mean, you're in Spain, beautiful place, Barcelona's gorgeous, you got beaches around you and everything, and then when you're a kid, you're like, hey, one day I want to grow up, and when I grow up, I want to be an online marketing guy, right? You probably didn't say that. How did you get plugged into where you're at now, right?
Absolutely. Great question. And I like the tone, depending on the tone, when I grow up, if you say it with a good tone, sounds good. If you say it with a bad tone, it sounds horrible.
Right? It sounds bad. Thank God it's not an email.
Yeah, absolutely. So depending on how you say it, I started with, running ads. For me, like I had an online store, and I, just out of necessity for my own store. That's how I, started running ads for myself around 2016. And then 2019, I had the chance to work for Grant Cardone and Frank Kern's advertising agency. That's where I got a lot of the insights and ran, with a lot of, US-based businesses mostly, but then also, across the world. And and then from there, got a lot of expertise, and then started my own advertising agency.
Yeah, not bad to kind of start off with Grant Cardone and go from there, right? I mean, he does a little bit of advertising online, last I checked, right? So
only a little bit, yeah, just a couple of cents.
Yeah, just a couple of cents, right? So that must have been an amazing experience. What's some of the top things, or the one thing that you really took from that experience with working with him and his team and getting that stuff out?
That's a great question. I think if I had to tell you the biggest, it would probably have to be, one of like working for them. I would say, the brand. Like if you think about it, like this, so much of the business came from the personal brand, right? So millions and millions and millions were generated constantly, every year because of the big brand that he had built, and Frank Kern as well. So it was like an incredible, seeing it. It's because there are a lot of other people that maybe have one or two employees, but he had like 50, 60 people, in office and stuff like that. So it's it was totally eye revealing, and inspiring.
Yeah, no doubt. And he definitely has a big team. He likes to put people around him that do things that he can't do. And for sure, he built the brand, right? He's definitely got it out there. It's a great brand. But what a great opportunity to be a part of something like that, because I mean, he's so focused on internet marketing, working through social media, and of course Facebook and whatnot. Now, something that folks maybe don't understand as much or deal with is Google ads. I mean, a lot of times you sign up for Google and they send you these little coupons for $100 free Google AdWords, right? And okay, what's that? Who knows, right? So I know you've worked with Google ads as well, besides Facebook. Well, what's the benefit for somebody doing a Google AdWord campaign? And just like, can you spend $100 and it be worth it, or does it have to be like lots and lots of money to make a dent? I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah, that's a good question. Depends back on your business. What type of business are we talking about? If you want, you can bring up an example. We can talk specifically, but depends on your business. $100 could get you started. Maybe get some sort of leads, or if you're selling something quite expensive, probably not. So it depends.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about this material here that you've made available for folks, which is amazing. We'll talk about that in a second here, but you said, give me an idea. So let's say that somebody is let's say a financial consultant, right? They're doing financial consulting work, and they are trying to find some new clients to financially consult with, and they need to get the word out about who they are and what they do. It's a big industry, lots of people out there. So if it's a financial consultant, what would be some of the things you would think about for a Google ad placement?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you're starting out, the most important things is to focus on very specific keywords, and make sure that, you are targeting, buyer intent, right? So not only, if it's a financial planner, there might be people looking for, financial tips or stuff like that, right? But if they're looking for a financial planner near me, or best financial planner in town, they're really on a different phase of the action. You want to target people who are at the bottom of the funnel. They're ready to act, at first, to get the most amount of your dollar. Then then as you progress and you have more budget, you can walk people through the funnel. Have some articles to run ads to, and then get them to videos, and then get them to call you or send a lead info.
Yeah, so that's great. So keywords are really the front door when it comes down to something like Google, because that's stuff that people type in, and really zeroing in. Let's say you're a financial consultant in a particular town. You're focused on where you live. Not everybody has a global response or global action point, right? Some people are real focused on their town or their region instead of finding somebody in Spain, for example, and they live in, I don't know, Wisconsin, right? So it's just not the same thing. But that's where those keywords come into play very well. And you also brought up something else, which is called funnels, right? And it's not just a kitchen utensil that you put your water in and goes into a smaller thing, right? A funnel is really something we use in marketing. And a lot of folks know what that is, and there's some other folks that really don't know what a funnel is. I've run into a lot of folks that don't know, and that's fine. I mean, there's a lot of things out there that we're learning. So when it comes down to a funnel, that's really, do you do funnels, or do you just you work with people that already have funnels?
Good question. So we don't do funnels. We work with people who do funnels, and we make sure that it's a vital part of the online business to have the right funnel. So for instance,
I was just speaking with somebody that owns a funnel company, and it was really good conversation we had. So knowing if somebody has that material, which is important material to have, because a website and a funnel are not the same thing. And most people that go to a website, some websites can be built with a funnel intent, but not necessarily a funnel. So a funnel is basically a place, let's say, where Arman has a place that they come to on Facebook, and they click on an image or a video or something that says, hey, look, I'm a financial consultant in Wisconsin, and I can tell you how to make $1 million, right? Okay, horrible ad, but let's just say that's what the ad is. And if you do that, I'd like to give you a free ebook on how you can scale your finances in your business by following these simple 3 steps, right? So they click on this thing, and it goes to a place that's called a lead magnet, a landing page, a place where somebody lands from the place they were just at, coming to the place, and they find this free item. And when they find this free item, they also get a chance to sign up for somebody's mailing list to say, look, you put your email in here and then click this button, you get a download, right? So now they're on the mailing list as well. Okay, so that's a little bit about a funnel, but a funnel may also be, hey, look, by the way, since you're here, not only do we have this book that we're going to give you for free, but did you know that we can do this for you? And if you click here, we'll give you this. But instead of it being this price, it's this price today. And they go to that thing. And then there may be another step they go to. There may be some steps. We've all been through those, but that's what a funnel is, kind of big at the top and kind of brings you down to where it's supposed to be at the final thing, which is, here you are, the big Taj Mahal of what we're here to talk about and the $1 million program that we want you to be in, right? All right. So, but for your case, in your sense of what you do as far as marketing, you're doing your best to find the right people.
Correct.
That even go to this lead magnet landing page in the first place.
Correct.
Yeah, so what are some things that a client should do, or is this what this talks about? We'll bring up here in a second, that need to do to really help them to really get some clarity around things that people need to be turned on by to even go to their lead magnet in the first place. And you've offered this free tool for people to download for free. And I think, is it available at your main website as a link, or do we have to give them the one link that you have?
Yeah, we will have to give them the link, but it's ArevMedia.com/ebook. They also can get it from there. Yeah.
Okay, good. So while you tell them a little bit about this, I'm going to make sure that I have that up here for people to see. Can you tell us a little bit about what this offers?
So yeah, like everything that Matt talked about right now it's what's gonna happen when you guys land on the page to get the ebook. You're gonna get to a landing page. We're gonna collect your email. We're gonna send you valuable tips. You're gonna get the ebook, and at the same time, there's also more to it. You'll see once you get there. But here, the ebook's purpose, if you scroll down a little bit, it's a step-by-step process on, how to make better ads. So for example, you go to step number 1, talks about targeting. Who should you target based on what you're offering? So let's go back to the financial planner example again. You would want maybe families, maybe an individual that probably has a certain net worth. So how do you target these people? Are they in certain job positions that are more likely to be your ideal audience? Are they on a top of household income in the States, for example, which is something you can target as well? So ask yourself those questions, make a persona, and then use that information to fit it into, for example, Facebook ads to move forward.
Awesome. Step 2.
Step 2. There you go. I love it. Let's go step by step. This is perfect. So, step 2 is basically the right offer. So the right offer, could be an amazing thing that can generate results, or it could be the thing that kills your ads. If you have a boring offer or something not appealing, it could mean it could really damage you, right? So how do you create a good offer? That's probably the easiest way to answer that is model what the competition is doing. So I leave a tool that is like the Facebook library, and if not, I'm telling you here that you can go ahead and check your competition, see what they're doing, what type of offers are they running. So model that, try to make it better, but that way you already are not starting from zero. You did some research and you have something that's working for others. You can go from there.
It's working for other people and save you the time of putting out the wrong stuff, and then try to modify it don't copy and paste, y'all, but find out what's working and put your spin on it, right?
Correct. And this is when I put there, this is a good resource. You can check your CTR. Your CTR is basically the metric for you to understand if you're running good ads or not. So for example, if your CTR is low, click-through rate, that means click-through rate. If your CTR is low, that means that either the copy or the image or the targeting are not ideal, and you can improve that, right? If the CTR is good and you're still not selling, then maybe it's a landing page thing. And then we can go to the next point, which is, how to optimize, some tips to optimize the landing page and improve your conversion rate.
Yeah, no doubt. That's good stuff. And that link's really great, which is inside this free PDF people can get when they click on that. So a couple things here. Has it ever happened to you that you're scrolling through social media, kind of like we're doing with your phone, and you see an ad with one super quick glance, you decided you're already not interested and you keep scrolling? The ad was boring. We just kind of talked about that a little bit, right? With a 1/10 of a second, you're already off to the next piece of content. We all do it. Well, you ever think that could be your ad? Horror Nights. There we are. So a couple of tips, right? You said make them social. Are you entertaining? Can you make it entertaining? Is it informative? Can you make it super informative and valuable? Can you make it irresistible? Is Matt Crump on your packaging? No, I'm just kidding. Can you make which goes to the next point. Oh, by the way, speaking of irresistible, I tell you what, I've got something that's irresistible. Bam! Right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. Dad, who's the man? Arman. That's what I'm talking about.
I think we need to make a video course. Matt is gonna read the whole ebook for you. We're gonna charge a lot of money because you're gonna learn way more with him, and it's gonna make it entertaining. He's gonna make you apply it.
We're gonna do it. But y'all can get this ebook. It's really cool. But let's fast forward. Oh, look, there's a funnel image to be sure. So step 3, talking about that funnel we just brought up a second ago. Tell us a little bit about step 3.
Yeah, step 3, are some basically proven things you can do to optimize your site to convert more. Maybe you have an e-commerce store and you want to get more sales. Maybe you want to get more leads with the same amount of money. Well, this is what you do. It's called conversion rate optimization. There's a lot of tools and things you can do, but some of the simple things you can do is record what the users are doing on your site, have a live chat button, ask why people are leaving, get them to at least opt in for an email before they leave. So those are some of the things you can do, and there are more that are mentioned on the site, on the ebook.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's what you said. Here's how to get more sales. You've got a few steps for them to look through. Use tools like Hotjar and SmartLook. Is that the place you're talking about to kind of examine what's going on with?
Correct. Yeah, Hotjar basically asks you. You can record, do heat maps on your site. By the way, Matt, we gotta get this on yours. It creates heat maps. To see where people are clicking. People are going to mattcrump.tv. What are they looking for the most? You could know that if you install Hotjar. Maybe people are, getting lost on let's say on the podcast booking or something like that. You're going to be able to find out because you'll see a lot of people leaving on a certain section of the page once you start recording. And, this is all information to help you make more sales or get more leads.
No, that is powerful, especially somebody's scrolling a quarter of the way through and they go to another page. It's just that they were bored by that time, right? So we got to find out what's really going to grab somebody's attention, especially when it comes down to homepage. Is one of the top engaged pages for most people. And of course, it really depends on what kind of links you put out there on social media too. But all right, oh man, here's a big one. I'm a big branding guy. Step number 4. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I think I think it's like the secret ingredient. That it's all good, and when you run conversion ads, cold conversion ads, to get the sale, to get the purchase, but for long term, success, it's important to brand yourself, in your space, in your industry. Keep showing on your clients' faces, like Matt is doing. So what you do is, why don't you spend, $5 a day on some branding ads? Get people to consume your videos. Get people to consume something special that you're doing, and get them engaged. So then you can retarget them with a specific offer. But getting all that engagement that you have, and we're talking about Frank Cardone and Frank Kern, having those audiences of people that are engaged is way more powerful than a follower count. Because these people are constantly watching your content, and they're more likely to act on whatever you tell them to, than just a follower.
Yeah.
That's a follower.
Oh, I agree. I do not have a super high follower rate necessarily on my social media, because I really don't pursue gaining numbers in followers. But what I pursue is engagement, and I'm highly engaged. So I might take my 20-some thousand or whatever it's at followers, and I might actually have more engagement than somebody with 1 million followers. It just really comes down to how you're doing stuff, and engagement is where it makes all the difference. You have 1 million people, and only 500 are showing up regularly to see what you got on your site because you're kind of a deadhead or not speaking much, and it doesn't really matter, right? So important. The brand makes a big difference, and the value of the brand, what you're trying to offer to people. I mean, Grant Cardone's no different than anybody else. It's a real estate investor, and now he's kind of shifted from some things in real estate and because he's a salesman, to showing how you do sales, right? So now he's turned that whole thing into a whole coaching platform and created something different where he's actually branded and making some cash, right? For somebody like, bam, Arman to come by and say, I can help you out with some marketing. What? Oh, yeah, you weren't ready for this one today, buddy. You gave me a picture. Now you're in trouble. You're in big trouble.
I'm not sending you any pictures anymore.
Well, then, of course, that was your last step in the book. But by the way, there's a lot of things here for folks to click on and see through. But we wanted folks to have a chance to see what all that was. And thanks for offering that today. Again, just to make sure we have that, I'll pop it up here one more time. Bam. This is where folks, can get that free ebook. So if you go to ArevMedia.com/ebook, you can download that for free. And it's a fantastic tool for folks that are trying to learn, trying to get some things figured out, or you want to reach this guy right here next to me, who can definitely help you out with the next steps. Once you get some things done, he can help you with some of the first steps before you get to the next step, really, to determine if you're ready to go on Facebook advertising. Because to spend a lot of money and have everything done wrong is really just, feeding people at Facebook. That's what it does. Gives Mark for a couple more dollars in his bank account. But wow, that's amazing. So what do you think as we're getting ready to wind down here, for some folks that are watching that are interested in marketing themselves and trying to make sure they spend the right money and doing the right things? If you could tell somebody the 3 most important things they have to have before they spend $1 anywhere, what do you think those 3 things are for somebody?
Absolutely. I think that's an amazing question. I think you have to make sure, number one, that you have a good offer. A good offer with bad ad execution, it's still a good offer. People still are going to buy, but a great ad with a bad offer, it's not going to work. So having a great offer is probably the first step of everything. For Matt, he has many services, and just researching the competition and adding some extra things, that is a great offer you can do. That's number one. Number 2 is making sure that you have your site optimized, with the things that we said before, conversion rate optimization, meaning for example, having an exit intent pop-up that shows, having some sort, if you're in e-commerce, like a live chat where people can ask questions, you can answer the concerns, FAQ section, many things that you can do there. Those were the things you can do. And, feel free to Google, for each industry, it's a bit different of the things you can do. So that's, we said 1, 2, and then number 3, I would say the following, have a follow-up sequence. Okay. So again, maybe I opt in as an email, as a lead, but I don't buy, we're doing this for our clients. We're creating like 5 to 7 day email sequences to make sure we follow up and make sure we convert them. Like a lot of sales pros will tell you money's in the follow up, and it's like the same like in real life as it's online. If you don't follow up, you're not gonna not gonna get what you have. So what you want. So there are free email marketing tools out there you can get. For example, one is actually, I mean, you can use anyone like ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, but all these are famous companies you can use to follow up with your prospects till they buy. Provide them some resources or some FAQs, some things to buy. So if you have those three things, then your ads are going to be way better.
No, it's so true. And follow up so keen. Here's a great example. So let's say I come to you, I say, Arman, I have an incredible offer for you that's going to change your life. Are you interested?
Yes. And nothing happens.
Yeah, that's what happens. So you have to follow up. It's important. Is it work? Yes, it is. There's a lot of work involved with follow up. But if it's worth sharing, it's worth paying a price for. And the price is a lot of time, a lot of effort to clearly get your product in front of people so they can understand what you're trying to provide, that it can help make their lives better, right? So if you really are passionate about that, then it's worth doing what it takes to make things like that happen. And sometimes that requires like somebody like Grant Cardone, for example, who surrounds himself, and he will not shy away from this at all. There's things he's not good at, things he cannot do, but he has the best person in the world that can do it for him. And that's where it comes into a place like a guy like this. That's right. Arman.
Another one.
So, but if you're really interested in finding a place that somebody can help you when it comes down to Facebook advertising and Google advertising, and to know that somebody has worked with somebody like Grant Cardone, for example, and you don't have to be a big Grant Cardone fan to understand that his work works. And if that's the case, what does it take to do that kind of stuff? Well, this guy right over here can tell you. So you got to reach out to him. And that's at ArevMedia.com, ArevMedia.com. And then, of course, the one thing he made an offer for everybody here was to get that ebook that he shared earlier with those simple steps on how to really engage with and scale some of your marketing ideas. Just really coming down to some clarity for yourself to understand what it really means to do that. And in some places, you just ask somebody else for the help. You get it, but you're like, that's fantastic. I just don't have time for that. Can somebody else do it? And that's really where he comes in to shine and can make a big difference for you. So, wow. Well, thank you. I know that you're in Spain. I'm in North Carolina. And the time that we did this show together, it's 1:45 in the afternoon here for me. What time is it there for you?
7:43.
7:43. So not too bad. You're still close to bedtime. Last time we talked, it was like midnight or something like that. It was late the last time we talked, but you're used to it because a lot of folks that you work with are over in different time zones, right?
Not a lot, all of them.
Yeah. So what that means is that you're available. It doesn't matter what time zone somebody's in. You're going to be available to that person and make it work where you guys can chat and have a conversation. And it really comes down to support after the sale. So let's say somebody does just go ahead and pull the trigger and buys your services. You're going to be there for them every step of the way, right?
100%. I was saying this the other day. The client, the initial client is still with us. The initial client we got still with us. We're thankful for that, and we strive to keep them getting them results, which is all that matters.
Oh yeah, that's great, especially when your original still sticks around. It's fantastic. Hopefully that grandfathered in on that original price point you had, because you've probably gone up a couple of dollars since then. But that's another story. Well, I thank you so much for being with us here today. Again, Arman, it's been fantastic. It's been some great information for a lot of folks, especially those that have just been kind of wondering about what it looks like. What is this marketing thing? How do you do Facebook and Google a little bit? I mean, we could go really deep. It would blow your mind. There's a lot of things in there, algorithms and the ways things Facebook's looking for. And like your landing page needs to look like your ad. If it doesn't line up with each other, they don't give you a chance to go. They might block the site. I mean, there's lots of things to be considered that you have to make the ad just right, or Facebook won't let you do it. And it's crazy. So there's a lot of things to understand, and it's great when somebody else gets it. You just give them the money to make sure it happens. So thanks for being that kind of a guy. I've enjoyed getting a chance to know you. We've talked quite a few times here already. And you're also, besides your website, you are on LinkedIn too?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
With my name, Arman Ananian. Yeah, you guys can find me, and also ArevMedia is there as well.
Yeah, that's great. So he's reachable there. For most folks that watch me, we're on LinkedIn together, but this is being on Facebook as well, and over there on old YouTube land. So either way, you can find him at that location. So wow, thanks a lot for the information you've been able to share with folks today, and some of that stuff that is really can be impactful for people to take and scale up a little bit in their knowledge and understanding what to do with their marketing and how to really apply those things so that their big brand, their business, their heart, their passion can make a difference in the world. And you're helping people to do that. And thank you for all the things you do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. This is the funniest interview I've done. And also, it's my goal, it's my goal to help these people, in all of our businesses, I'm trying to implement some side of charity, which I know is important to you, Matt. It's also important to me, so if we work together, I'm going to inspire whoever works with me to have some sort of charity, whether it's feeding hungry kids or planting trees, that's one of the priorities we also have here.
Yeah, and thanks for mentioning that again. A lot of folks that follow me know that that I have a nonprofit organization, and we've got several orphanages under our care, and most of the money that I get goes that direction. And to know that you could work with somebody who is passionate about making sure that a percentage of that money goes to a charity, like he cuts off some of his profit and actually sends that money out to a charity. Not a lot of companies are out there doing that. And that's a huge, huge value about who you are as a person and what your business stands for. So thank you for doing that and for offering that for others. I think it's a fantastic opportunity, folks. So not only will you be doing stuff that helps you and helps his company, but you're also going to be sending some money to nonprofit organizations around the world that can make a difference in people's lives. And that's a big deal. So thanks for that.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks again, folks. And we appreciate you for being here for another episode of Matt Chat Live, where it's business people connected.